The smarter you get, the more dangerous you become, because you start seeing through people, not just around them. The world doesn't fall apart because of evil. It falls apart because of weakness. The kind that hides behind politeness, behind fear, behind the illusion that being good will protect you. It won't. You can be kind and still be crushed. You can be honest and still be betrayed. You can be the most talented person in the room and still be replaced by someone who plays dirtier. That's reality. Harsh, cold, unfair. But the ones who see it, the ones who accept it instead of denying it, they survive. And those who survive, they rule. The truth is, life isn't a fair game. It's a chessboard, and most people don't even know they're being played. While they react, complain, and hope for fairness, a few are studying the board, learning every move, mastering every silence. Those few develop something rare, something that doesn't show up on paper or in degrees. It's called dark intelligence, the kind of wisdom that's born from humiliation, betrayal, and loss. This isn't about being cruel. It's about being clear-eyed in a world that punishes naivety more than malice. You either learn the rules or you become a piece in someone else's strategy. Welcome to Gaka Mindset, where we study the power beneath human behavior, the part no one talks about out loud. If you've ever felt like you're too kind for this world, if you've been used, ignored, underestimated, this video will change the way you see everything. You're about to learn the 9 ruthless laws of strategic intelligence that make you dangerously smart. Before we start, make sure to subscribe. Your support helps this channel keep creating content that wakes people up, because the world isn't getting softer, it's getting sharper. Let's begin. Law of selective clarity. Never let them read your full page. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." There's a reason the quiet ones always seem to know more than they say. They never show all their cards, and that's what keeps everyone guessing. The first rule of power is simple. Never let people fully read you. The moment they think they've figured you out, you've already lost your edge. Most people talk too much. They explain their plans, their feelings, their next move, thinking it makes them honest or relatable. It doesn't. It makes them predictable. Once people know what drives you, what scares you, what makes you tick, they can use it. They can play you like an open book. That's why the smartest people say just enough to keep others curious, but never enough to be fully understood. People can't destroy what they can't define. Think about it. Every truly powerful person you've ever met had an air of mystery around them. You never quite knew what they were thinking, and that's what made them magnetic. Mystery is power. When people can't see all your cards, their minds go to work trying to fill in the blanks. And the best part? They fill those blanks with whatever makes you seem stronger, smarter, more interesting. You don't have to fake anything. You just have to stop giving everything away. It's not about lying, it's about control. Control over what people see, what they think, and how they respond. When you hold something back, your words gain weight. When you pause before you speak, people lean in. When you choose silence instead of explanation, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. Don't hand people the map to your mind. Don't rush to explain why you did something or what you'll do next. Let them wonder. Let them talk. Let them create their own stories about you. Because once they start guessing, you've already won. Power isn't in what you reveal, it's in what you reserve. So say less. Keep your thoughts close. Remember, everyone sees what you appear to be, but very few will ever know who you really are, and that's exactly how it should be. Law of fluid persona. Be water with memory. People always say, just be yourself. But the truth is, the version of you that survives isn't the same one that fits everywhere. The world doesn't reward the loudest or the most honest. It rewards the one who knows how to adapt. That's the second rule of power. Be water. You don't have to change who you are, but you do have to change how you move. The strongest people aren't rigid, they flow. They can walk into any room, whether it's a board meeting, a first date, or a street fight, and know exactly which version of themselves to bring out. It's not fake, it's smart. Think about water. Pour it into a glass, it becomes the glass. Pour it into a river, it becomes the current. It never loses its nature, it just takes shape. That's what it means to be adaptable. The key isn't to be real all the time. It's to be real in the right way, at the right time. You can be confident without being arrogant. You can be humble without being invisible. You can be kind without being naive. That's how power works. It bends, but it never breaks. The people who fail are the ones who believe being consistent means being the same. But that's not consistency, it's stubbornness. True consistency means staying loyal to your values while being flexible in your delivery. The same person can be a leader in one situation, a listener in another, a storm when needed, and calm when it's time. That's not pretending, that's mastery. Look at anyone who commands respect, leaders, artists, visionaries. They all adjust without losing themselves. They read people, they read the moment, and they move like water, smooth, fast, unstoppable. Authenticity isn't about being one version of yourself forever. It's about knowing every version of you and choosing the one that gets the job done. So don't lock yourself into a single shape. Learn to shift, learn to flow, learn to adapt. Because in a world that keeps changing, the person who moves like water is the one who never gets trapped. Law of detachment. Care deeply, attach lightly. It is safer to be feared than loved. You can't truly be free if everything scares you. Losing your job, losing a relationship, losing approval. The fear of loss is the invisible chain that keeps most people under control. That's why the third rule of power is detachment. Care, but never cling. Love, but never kneel. Because the moment you need something too much, it owns you. People who can walk away hold the real power. They're not reckless, they're free. Think about it. The person who's desperate to be liked will say yes to anything. The one disenchanted of being alone will stay in the wrong relationship. The employee who can't imagine leaving their job will accept any kind of disrespect. That's not loyalty. That's fear wearing a mask. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting your emotions make your decisions. When you're not afraid to lose, you think clearer, you move smarter, and you stop settling for less. Because the truth is, every time you act from fear, you shrink a little. You give up a piece of your power just to feel safe for a moment. But safety built on fear is just another prison. Real strength is walking into a situation knowing you could lose everything and still staying calm. It's the quiet confidence of someone who knows, if I have to start over, I will. That kind of person is impossible to manipulate. You can't bribe them, guilt them, or scare them. They already made peace with loss. A CEO who isn't afraid of being fired will make bold moves. A fighter who isn't afraid to take a hit fights with clarity. A leader who isn't afraid of being disliked tells the truth. That's detachment in action. The irony is, when you stop needing things so badly, you actually attract more of them. People respect those who can let go because it shows strength. It says, I want this, but I don't need it. And in a world where everyone is ruled by fear, that's rare, that's dangerous. So let go of the illusion that holding tighter will protect you. Freedom begins the moment you're no longer afraid to lose. Law of silent leverage. Let silence do your heavy lifting, power whispers, amateurs shout. Most people think power is loud. They think it's about speaking over others, taking up space, forcing your will until people give in. But that's not real power. Real power doesn't need to prove itself. It's silent, patient, and precise. The fourth rule of power is this: let silence do your heavy lifting. The strongest person in the room is rarely the one talking the most. It's the one who knows when not to speak. Silence is uncomfortable for most people. They rush to fill it, to explain, to justify. And in that rush, they reveal what you were waiting to hear: their fear, their weakness, their truth. If you can master silence, you control the tempo of every conversation. You don't have to dominate people with noise. You make them lean in to understand you. Think about the moments that changed your mind the most. They weren't the ones filled with shouting. They were the quiet ones, the stare that said everything without a word. Power doesn't need a microphone, it just needs timing. Napoleon once said, "Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. Let people dig their own holes. Let them expose themselves while you watch." It's not manipulation, it's patience. Silence forces others to show their hand first. In business, the person who speaks last usually gets the best deal. In arguments, the one who pauses before responding always wins control. In relationships, silence can speak louder than anger ever will. When you stop reacting instantly, you start responding strategically. That's how influence is built, not by shouting to be heard, but by choosing your words like weapons, saving them for the right moment. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most confident. They're the most insecure. The quiet one, the one who listens, observes, and waits, they're dangerous because when they finally speak, everyone listens. So learn to use silence like a sword. Don't rush to fill every space with noise. Don't try to outtalk your opponents. Outweight them. The person who can stay silent when everyone else is losing control holds the real power. Remember, power doesn't scream, it whispers. Law of psychological echo. Speak the language beneath the words. Most people listen to reply. The powerful ones listen to understand. That's the difference between noise and influence. The fifth law of power is the law of psychological echo, learning to speak the language beneath the words. Every human being carries the same 3 unspoken questions in their mind. Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do you value me? When you can answer yes to all 3 without saying it directly, people trust you almost instantly. Because the truth is, people don't follow logic. They follow emotion, connection, and resonance. You can have the smartest argument in the world and still lose to someone who simply made the other person feel understood. Real influence doesn't come from talking louder. It comes from listening deeper. When people talk about their jobs, their goals, their frustrations, they're not just sharing information. They're revealing identity, fear, pride, and desire. If you pay attention, they'll tell you exactly what they need to hear without realizing it. The trick is to listen for what's not being said. Behind every complaint, there's a hidden hope. Behind every brag, there's a hidden insecurity. When you can reflect that back, calmly, truthfully, they'll feel like you get them in a way no one else does. And once they feel that, their guard drops. They open up, they listen. That's soft power at its purest form. You're not manipulating, you're mirroring. You're helping people see themselves clearly. The best communicators don't try to win arguments. They create understanding. The best leaders don't just speak. They translate emotion into clarity. Think about it. When someone says, "I'm tired of my job," most people reply with advice. But a powerful listener says, "It sounds like you don't feel valued anymore." That one sentence hits the truth hiding underneath the noise, and that's where trust begins. People don't remember facts. They remember feelings. They remember how you made them feel seen, heard, and respected. So stop trying to sound smart. Stop trying to win the conversation. Instead, learn to mirror the heart behind the words. Because when you can reflect someone's truth back to them, they'll follow you. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Law of strategic morality. Be good, but never soft. The world likes to pretend everything is black and white, good or bad, right or wrong. But anyone who's ever led, built, or survived something real knows life doesn't work that way. Reality lives in the gray. That's the 6th law of power, strategic morality. Be good, but never soft. The truth is, doing what looks right isn't always what is right. Sometimes being too kind causes more damage than cruelty ever could. Sometimes protecting people means making choices that hurt in the moment, but save them in the long run. Power isn't about being perfect. It's about being effective without losing your integrity. The weak chase approval. The strong chase outcomes. Think about a leader who has to fire someone they like because that person's dragging the whole team down. Or a parent who sets tough boundaries instead of giving in to comfort. Those decisions look harsh from the outside, but they're made from strength, not malice. That's what most people don't understand. Morality without strategy is just self-sabotage. You can be good-hearted and still sharp. You can have empathy and still make ruthless calls when they're necessary. What matters is not how gentle you look, but whether your actions lead to something greater than yourself. Too many people want to appear nice instead of being truly responsible. But real leadership means choosing truth over image, results over applause. The right choice isn't always the easy one. It's the one that actually works. Being too good can turn you into an enabler. Being too moral can make you blind to manipulation. The key is balance. You draw your moral lines, what you will and won't do, and then move with precision inside those boundaries. Never cross your code, but never apologize for being strategic. The world rewards those who can make hard decisions without losing their soul. Don't confuse compassion with weakness or kindness with submission. True morality isn't about always being nice, it's about being useful, about doing what must be done so others don't have to. Right and wrong only matter when they produce real results. Because at the end of the day, the people who change the world aren't the ones who always look good. They're the ones strong enough to do what's necessary. Controlled exposure. In a world where everyone is oversharing, the person who stays quiet becomes magnetic. That's the seventh law of power, controlled exposure. Reveal less, impact more. People today post their every move, every thought, every emotion. They think visibility means power, but it's the opposite. The more you show, the more predictable you become. When people know everything about you, your habits, your triggers, your weaknesses, they no longer have to wonder, and when they stop wondering, they stop paying attention. Power lives in curiosity. The unknown keeps people engaged, guessing, slightly off balance. That's why the strongest players never show their full hand. They choose what to reveal, when to reveal it, and to whom. That's not deceit, it's strategy. Think about it. When you meet someone mysterious, someone who doesn't overshare, your mind can't help but fill in the blanks. You start imagining who they are, and that imagination is usually greater than reality. That's how influence works. You let people build their own version of you. The less you say, the more they project. In business, in relationships, even online, strategic silence separates the interesting from the ordinary. It's not about being fake or secretive. It's about protecting your narrative. Once something leaves your mouth or your feed, it can't be taken back. Every post, every confession, every emotional outburst adds another page to the book people use to define you. So write it carefully. Be selective. Picasso didn't paint every day for the public. He made people wait. When he showed up, the world stopped. That's what scarcity does. It makes every appearance matter. Controlled exposure is about timing and purpose. You don't hide, you reveal with intent. You don't speak less because you're afraid. You speak less because you understand value. In an age of noise, mystery is rare currency. When everyone's shouting, the quiet one becomes unforgettable. Remember, you're not trying to be invisible. You're building presence. And presence isn't about being everywhere. It's about being remembered when you're not. So before you speak, post, or explain, ask yourself one question. Am I adding power or spending it? Outcome obsession. Most people waste their lives trying to win arguments, not outcomes. They chase validation instead of victory. That's why the eighth law of power is outcome obsession. Focus only on results. You can be right all day and still lose if nothing changes. You can win every debate and still end up stuck in the same place. The smartest people don't care about proving a point. They care about progress. Every moment you spend defending yourself is a moment you're not moving forward. In business, in relationships, in life, the real question isn't, am I right? It's, is this working? That shift in mindset changes everything. It pulls you out of your ego and puts you back in control. The world doesn't reward effort. It rewards effectiveness. You can grind, hustle, and talk about how hard you're working. But if you're not producing results, none of it matters. Steve Jobs didn't argue with critics. He built something undeniable. Results end every argument. They're louder than explanations, stronger than opinions, and they don't need to be defended. Being outcome-obsessed means asking yourself the right questions. Is this conversation getting me closer to my goal? Is this fight worth my energy? Is this action moving the needle or just making me feel busy? Because not all motion is progress. Some people mistake activity for achievement. They stay constantly busy just to avoid the uncomfortable truth that they're not advancing. Outcome obsession strips that illusion away. It forces you to face what's real, to measure success not by effort, but by impact. And the truth is, when you stop wasting energy on being right, you suddenly have more to put into being effective. That's how great leaders, athletes, and creators operate. They adapt fast, drop what doesn't work, and stay locked on the finish line. But there's a warning. Don't lose your values chasing results. The best outcomes are built inside ethical boundaries. Being outcome-obsessed doesn't mean being ruthless. It means being precise. Know your goal. Cut the noise. Do what works. And when it stops working, pivot fast. The people who win in this world aren't the ones who argue the best. They're the ones who execute. Because at the end of the day, talk fades, results stay. Law of composure under chaos. Stay calm, stay dangerous. When chaos hits, most people panic. They rush, react, and lose control. But the ones who stay calm, they win without even fighting. The ninth law of power is composure under chaos. Stay calm, stay dangerous. In a storm, panic spreads faster than logic. The calm one becomes the anchor everyone looks to, and that's where power lives. Not in aggression, but in control. When everyone else is losing their mind, the person who keeps theirs instantly rises above. Think about soldiers in combat, CEOs during a market crash, or even a parent in a family emergency. Their calm doesn't mean they feel nothing. It means they control everything. Staying calm under pressure is not weakness. It's weaponized stillness. It's knowing that your emotions are tools, not chains. The louder the world gets, the quieter you become inside. Panic blinds people. It makes them make bad deals, say the wrong thing, trust the wrong person. When you can stay composed while others crumble, you see everything clearly. The opportunities, the mistakes, the exits. You stop reacting and start directing. Control doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just silence when others are shouting. Sometimes it's one clear decision when everyone else is frozen. Real power is calm under pressure, because chaos is the test that exposes who's pretending and who's prepared. When the room catches fire, the one who moves slowly doesn't burn. Calm isn't about pretending to be emotionless. It's about knowing when emotion helps and when it destroys. Anger can win a battle, but calm wins the war. If you let every problem shake you, you'll always be someone else's puppet. But when you learn to breathe through chaos, to slow your pulse when everything screams at you to rush, that's when you become dangerous. Because no one can intimidate a person who won't lose their center. So next time the pressure hits, don't react. Don't raise your voice. Don't try to prove control, be control. The calmest player doesn't avoid the storm, they master it. Because when the dust settles, everyone looks for the one who never flinched. and that's the moment you quietly take the lead. Power isn't about being cruel. It's about being unreadable. The world doesn't belong to the loudest or the nicest. It belongs to the ones who can see clearly, move strategically, and stay calm while everyone else loses control. True strength isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the one who shouts the most or has the biggest ego. It's the one who can sit in silence, see through everyone's motives, and act only when it truly matters. That's what dark intelligence really is. Not manipulation, but awareness. It's not about playing dirty. It's about understanding the game so deeply that no one can play you. Once you learn how people think, fear, and react, you stop being a victim of it. You don't need to dominate anyone. You just stop being dominated. That's the shift from emotional to strategic intelligence. The moment you stop reacting to every insult, every loss, every betrayal, you become untouchable. You start to realize that peace is the highest form of power. You're no longer chasing validation. You're commanding respect without asking for it. That's what it means to live with clarity, control, and composure in a chaotic world. Because the strongest person in the room isn't the one everyone fears. It's the one who fears nothing. If this video made you think differently, if it woke something up in you, subscribe to Gaka Mindset and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The world isn't getting easier, it's getting sharper. So sharpen yourself, stay focused, stay disciplined, and above all, stay unreadable.